I completely forgot to unmute myself and everything. What is up, guys? How are y'all doing? We've got some technical... Oh, maybe we don't here. Okay. Still looks like we might have a few technical difficulties. John is not going to be able to join us tonight. He is out. He's got some family stuff that he's doing. And Grant is going to be coming live off the boat. They're out fishing right now, so we're trying to get him connected right now. And it looks like he's having a little bit of trouble with the internet, but we'll get that going here in just a bit. While we're getting all that stuff set up, hi, welcome to the stream tonight, guys. We got a few things that we're going to be talking about. And while everybody's settling in, dude, let's say our hellos and do our things before we kick things off. First off, Saltwater 24/7, what is up, man? Good to see you, dude. Mark J. Larson, sir, always a pleasure. Appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. Of course, we've got Mr. Ben Covarrubias, Wild Japan, and We Go Fishing. Guys, really appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. And WTF Mike, what's up, man? Magic Sharks. Dude, this is an interesting one, and it's not going to go the direction that you think with the disappearing sharks that they're seeing over in Africa. It's an interesting one. I'm excited about it, honestly, because it's one of those things that, you know, kind of tends to go my direction if those sharks are doing what they're saying they're doing. Anyway, hey Janet, good to see you, ma'am. Hope you guys are doing okay out there. I trust you guys are in the boat right now, and I hope you're having a blast. So first off, guys, hope you all had a wonderful, happy Easter this weekend. I hope you were able to get outdoors, have a little bit of fun. Oh, Grant, I see you there. It looks like your thing is frozen. For some reason, it doesn't show up for me in StreamYard, but I can see it on my phone over here that we got that beautiful picture of Grant's face. So, what did you guys get out and do over the weekend? We didn't do a whole lot. We've been dealing with the land. We did go out to Padre Island and spend some time with Rachel's parents. Beach was a little bit of a mess, so we didn't spend a whole lot of time out at the beach. It was not the weekend to be doing it, so we just kind of enjoyed some family time, and I hope you guys got to do the same. So while Japan went camping, I could not even begin to include all the pictures that you sent. Thank you for doing that, by the way. You have had a beautiful week, to say the least. All the stuff that you've been doing. Oh, here we go. This is an interesting one. Traded in my truck for a 2021 Toyota Tundra. How do you like it? I'm pretty curious. You know, I know they're on the lower end of the, expensive thing, but I'm kind of fond of the Dodge Ram, largely probably because of cost. But, of course, Toyotas are wicked. So I'm kind of curious what your thoughts are on it. How's it feel? WTF Mike doing ground conditioning, getting ready for planting. We are, so I don't know if you heard or not. So a couple weeks ago, I got laid off, and I thought, you know what, since I'm laid off and I don't have any income or anything, I'm going to go buy a bunch of land out in the middle of nowhere because that seemed like the intelligent thing to do at the time. So we actually got all the paperwork and everything taken care of, and we're the owners of a couple acres outside of town. And I'm not going to say that ground conditioning is the next step. We cleared the land already. Because, I mean, you know, if you're going to buy land, you don't have a job or any kind of income, the next best thing to do is actually go ahead and invest some money into some land that you can't really develop very well, which is exactly what we did. I got to get a water well done, and we've got to get the typical, other stuff done. We're going to do it piece by piece, and we're going to end up building there and stuff. But one of the things that I really want to do, that I'm going to be getting into now that we got the land to do it, I'm going to be doing some planting. I want the biggest, most raddest garden ever. High on my bucket list. Hey, Monica, good to see you. Appreciate you coming and joining us. Mark got himself a turkey. Did you already? You haven't posted a video about that. If you did, I hadn't seen it yet. Are we going to get a video about it? Monica also got herself a turkey. We go fishing. Falling in love with the Toyota Tundra. Powerful, sits up higher. Oh, I like the sound of that. Gas mileage is One of those things. You having spent a little time in the oil field, I leave the truck running like all the time. So I'm like that guy that just like sucks up gas. Like, I'm not trying to be inefficient about it, but also like I don't put gas mileage as my high priority thing. It probably should be higher priority than what we make it. Rachel, everybody saw you walking by in the background there. They all say hi. She is in the middle of testing, so she is like beelining. She is bet. That's all she cares about right now. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the last week of it. So she'll be in better spirits after this week. What's up, Farmall? How are you doing, man? Good to see you, sir. Can confirm, Tundra is terrible fuel economy. I tow with the 5.7 all the time. Hey, I don't blame you on that. So, Mark, you're in stealth mode when you're going out turkey hunting. Dude, I did that hunting video in, I want to say it was December. Wasn't that long ago. And, I mean, I was in a blind with, for all intents and purposes, pet deer for that video. And it was still so difficult getting all of the things lined up in order to actually be able to make a video out of that. I can't even imagine doing like a for real serious hunt and filming that and trying to make a good video out of it. So I commend you, and I respect anybody. I respect any YouTuber that like takes time to go do their thing without the necessity of a camera. You got the big boy, big old V8. All right, so the first topic of conversation tonight, let's talk about some sharks, these disappearing sharks over in Florida. I'll pull up my screen. Oh, there's Grant. Did he? While we're trying to get him on, I'm going to pull up my screen here. So the deal with this, and I will have a link for anybody who's interested. If you want to see the article, it's on Yahoo News. You can just do a search for disappearing sharks. But I'll put a link in the description for anybody who's interested. The interesting thing about this, so there's this stretch of, the Seal Island. They've done documentaries about this place before. Anytime they show like these great white sharks, like that image right there of these guys like jumping up out of the water. So the great white sharks at Seal Island are the ones that are notorious for breaching, going airborne. And so I think like National Geographic a while back, or Discovery Channel, one of those guys, Shark Week, they did a whole thing about how the sharks, for whatever reason, at this spot in particular, these sharks have just learned to get so vertical when they're trying to catch prey that they launch. When they do it, they get aerial. They go aerial. They're disappearing. Like the sharks in this area are going down, and they're going down to the point where they're noticing this has been a trend that they've seen for a couple of years now, I guess. And so the interesting part about that is that everything's coming back. All of the stuff that they were, preying on is now coming back, like obviously the seals, and there's like other species of sharks that are now showing up more in that area. And there's some other stuff, like the seals are now becoming more aggressive because they are a top predator on the food chain down that way. But the interesting thing about this, what's neat is they're not dying off. This isn't an issue of them being overfished or anything like that, because they are protected. So what's going on with this? They're moving. They're going somewhere else. So I hear that, and I think somebody was talking about there's like more shark sightings on the American East Coast now. I think they talk about that in this article. I read a couple articles about this, so I don't remember which is which. You can see they're all talking about how the species are getting a little bit more comfortable. It was probably, I guess it was a different article I was reading, but basically like those sharks are going somewhere else. And so the thought is that they're going to be, spending a little bit more time along the American coast now, as opposed to the African coast. Like they're all just wandering to a different area. This, of course, has everything to do with climate change and, who you voted for president and all that. I'm kidding, of course. So yeah, get ready, gentlemen. They're coming this direction, and we are going to be fishing for great whites here. We're going to be getting ourselves some great whites just as soon as these guys, and they're going to be the jumpers, dude. So get your cameras ready. They're going to be good ones. What's up, Peter? What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming and hanging out with us, dude. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on finally being able to get into great whites once they migrate all the way over into the Gulf of Mexico. Cheers, man. Because that's my theory on this after what I'm reading. Yeah, so while Japan's saying overhunted, I don't think that was the case. They're not seeing like a decline in populations. They're not seeing overfishing. They're not seeing all the things I guess that they tend to see whenever we have an impact on population. It's literally like they're moving out. Breachers. That needs to be a hashtag. That needs to be a t-shirt, Mike. Hashtag breachers. I would love it. That's such a big bucket list item for me, is to hook into a great white by accident, because you can't target them, but I would dearly love to accidentally hook into one. So that also means that if you're planning on doing any fishing in Africa and you're looking to go fishing for some seals, there, Seal Beach is a lot better place for it now. Meant that the sharks overhunted one area and are now going to other places. So yeah, entirely possible. I don't think that's what's going on, because they never saw, like, they kind of talk about that in the article. Now they do see, the seals coming back. That was one of the big things that they were hunting. They never saw them. They never saw a reduction. At least they don't talk about ever having seen a reduction, a decline in the number of seals to the point where, maybe that was, but maybe they did. Maybe they just, the sharks just hunted them down to the point where they just weren't getting the food that they were expecting to get. And so they moved on to a completely different area. Entirely possible. They say the decline started around 2010, and in 8 years, they had disappeared almost entirely from the region. So, interesting. Too cold or too warm? And also possible they don't talk anything about that. And I don't think that's quite as big of an issue, just because the reason I say that, those guys, great whites are all over the place. I know they like colder water, but dude, they get up into the Gulf of Mexico. We've seen them here. We may have seen, my uncle may have seen a great white once, but I mean, they spot them. I'm not even like, I won't even make that claim about us personally having seen them, but they have, they've seen them in Galveston. They see them on the Gulf Coast every now and then. Potter Island has a couple of reports of great whites, so they can make it through. If the temperature changed a little bit, sure, could have driven them off. But I mean, if there's an abundance of food, which now they're seeing, with the seals, so, and the 7-gill sharks. Oh, Monica, thank you. I appreciate that. Would be a sweet video to hook a great white and have it jumping on camera, man. I tell you what. So I was talking to a guy, and I'm gonna be, obviously cautious because of social media and everything like that and how things go, but it's illegal to target great whites. I was talking to a guy who catches great whites in California, and I was talking to him about trying to get into a great white, not fully realizing, what the rules were on that. And it was a private conversation anyway. It wasn't anything that was like public. And he was swearing up and down he could get me into a great white. And then I talked to like somebody else, and this was a couple years ago, so I'm kind of like, I don't remember who it was, plus I'm trying to cover for people and stuff. But there was somebody else I was talking to about that, and they were like, dude, don't do that. Don't even talk to that guy, because it's like what he's doing is highly illegal. And as much as that's a super high thing on my bucket list, I can't in all goodwill go and do like that kind of thing with that guy. I mean, it was diminished. I mean, you can tell that by, you can read between the lines in the article, the fact that they're coming back, the fact that the Cape Fur seals are exhibiting this now, this new behavior about how they're being a little bit more They used to stay really hidden, and now they're, what is it? They say, they say about how they're a little bit more, they're less shy now. Okay, it says Cape Fur seals, once cautious and elusive, began to raft in bold, floating clusters and even chase after cage diving bait. So because they're acting like that, obviously, you know, they were probably like fished pretty hard. The sharks were, you know, hitting them pretty hard. So yeah, there's probably like less food, but they are coming back. The sharks aren't. You know, the seals are, the sharks aren't. I cannot do a single fishing trip ever in my life without saying that about every single catch. It gets said on every single fishing trip that I have ever been on. And not just that. I mean, like any quote out of Jaws, like the farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. You name it. You name it. We do it. We do every one of those. What's up, Bait the Hook? How are you doing, man? Appreciate you coming and joining us. We're waiting to see if we're going to be able to get Grant on the line. He is trying to go live while he's fishing. And I just lost my entire screen here. So I don't even know. I'm assuming you can see me right now. It's coming back slow, but it is coming back. Okay. Sorry about that. There it is. Okay, pop back on now. And there's the chat. There it is. Man, that was weird. Like the whole screen just went black on me. Maybe they aren't the apex predator in the area and they felt threatened. Killer whales or the Meg? I actually, like, to be completely honest with you, that is exactly the theory that I really want to support more than anything here. The reason being, because as much as I really, really, really want to get a great white, you know, as high as that is on my bucket list, killer whales in the Meg are higher, right? I mean, that's a lot harder fish to catch. So I'm hoping that is the case, because if I'm going to get myself a killer whale or a Meg, I don't want no mids, no betas here. I want the big boys. The Meg. Waiting for the ice to melt off so we can. Oh no, I thought you were talking about like polar caps so that we can get in the, you know, extinct species that have been frozen in ice forever. And am I frozen? Can you hear me still? Okay, I see Grant. I see. Dude, my screen froze as soon as you popped on. Grant, if you're live, I can talk. Okay, I got to do this so I can see on my phone over here if I'm actually still streaming. Because I can't hear you or anything here. And there is a huge lag between. Okay, so I can see my hand. So yeah, everything looks good. It's just my screen. Okay, not a problem. Let me see what I can do to tell us, Grant. Let us know how you're doing out there. Can you guys hear Grant? I can. Mike, you are speaking my language, sir. That is exactly what I want. Grant is frozen. Okay. Sorry about that, man. This is weird. We got weird technical difficulties today. So Grant's got some internet issues. That happens. Not uncommon. We'll be able to pop in and out with that. But my screen is frozen too. Like my entire actual screen here is frozen. I didn't even know that. You know, like the camera was still on, but apparently until somebody in the chat tells me that I'm frozen, you can't hear me or anything, I'm just going to keep running with it. That's kind of a bummer. I wonder. It's a StreamYard issue, Grant. You might be having internet issues, but it's you popping on for some reason is what's messing up my screen. He did look cool. I agree, right? Like that was a good look for him. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. He manages to get that frozen screen. Like he always has the best pose whenever that happens to him. That's a much bigger skill than you would think it would be. Because I mean, we've all seen stupid face whenever Zoom freezes. We've all done that. So the other topic of conversation, that's the disappearing sharks over in Africa. Friday. That's the disappearing sharks over in Africa. The other thing that was on the topic of conversation tonight, and we will keep abridged of what is going on with those guys. We'll keep an eye, and I will let you know if we start seeing them in the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America. We'll see. We'll see when we are able to get into them. Yeah, the froze pose. That needs to be a t-shirt too. I bless the sharks down. I want the sharks down in Africa. All right. Next story that we got. This is another interesting one. And I tell you what, trying to get a thumbnail with this was just impossible. Because this is like the only picture you can use. So trying to create an interesting custom thumbnail with this was just impossible. Oh, now my screen is all froze again. Why is that? And can you still see me? I'm sure by the time you hear this, there it is. Okay, so apparently you can see me. I just can't see it. Okay, so anyway, that dude, check that out, man. That is a 1 in a million albino sailfish down in Guatemala. Can you imagine? Like that is... It is amazing the day and age that we live in to where we get to see these sorts of things, because generations of human beings, our race will go generations and not see this sort of thing. I saw that and I'm just like, God, can you imagine? This is why we need YouTube, is because I want to see the video of this. And so they've got some video of it, but it's like the resort footage or whatever that they posted on like Facebook, social media. And that is such a disappointment, such a bummer. So Pacific Fins Resort down in Guatemala, here's the deal. You need somebody who is an experienced angler and a good camera person to be filming videos for when this sort of thing happens. So I am going to challenge you to get my family and I down there, because your people are deserving of good video of these sorts of things. It does look Photoshop, right? That's what I'm saying. But I'll tell you what, try that, because I'm going to tell you this because of what I experienced in trying to make the thumbnail for this whole deal. So I challenge you to try using any of the AIs to come up with an image of this thing that looks either halfway real or as impressive as that photo is alone. I couldn't do it. I couldn't get anything for the thumbnail on this. Let me see here if all right. So when I pull it off of the screen like that, then I can see everything, and now I'm allowed to actually see the chat and stuff. That's a bummer. What's up, Passion Stacking? Appreciate you coming and joining us. Right? How beautiful that coloring. It's amazing that thing lasted and it was able to survive, to that age, because he just stands out like a sore thumb. Every tuna in the world, every Dorado, the flying fish were chasing that thing as a baby. And it managed to grow to full size and magnificent. Nice. Where are you fishing out of? And what have you been catching? Are you a member of the Discord server? Names don't match Discord and people on the channel here. So if you are member of the server and been posting pictures. We will be looking at those shortly in just a little bit here, but I don't know who you are if that's the case. And if not the case, you should probably join the Discord server so that we can, we would very much enjoy experiencing your photos with you. And Monica, thank you again for that. I really appreciate it. So yeah, they might not have even gotten video of this, just photos, which is such a bummer because, like I was saying a minute ago, if they had somebody with maybe a waterproof 360 camera, maybe a little bit of skill with a cell phone, who doesn't mind baiting hooks and likes staying in hotels in Guatemala, if only they had somebody like that to help them film their YouTube video. Kim's Passions Craft. Okay. Cool. Hey, that's awesome. I am a big fan of Sunfish and Perch, and I'm also a big fan of North Carolina. You guys have some... we had a whole episode last week. We were talking about the bluefin tuna fishing in your area because it has been off the hook and, well, it's now illegal. You can't be fishing for them off the beach. So they also got a couple other sales while they were out there. Oh, apparently it's the sailfish capital of the world. I didn't know that. Oh, and actually it looks like in 2018 they caught another one that was an albino. Well, that's all. Again, okay, so this is all the more reason that I'm going to be trying to sell myself as their new videographer. All I need is I need a place to stay. I would like, for the purposes of the beauty of your resort and the beauty of the fish that you're catching, I'd probably like to do a little bit of an upgrade on camera. And, I need a few fishing trips and stuff. But other than that, I'm pretty cheap. I mean, I'm good on tacos all day long. I just want to sit poolside and, what are those drinks called that we always get down in Mexico? Pina coladas will work. I don't care. I don't need a fancy pina colada. I don't think sailfish are good to eat. I don't think they're bad. So that's actually a weird conversation. Anybody who's ever had marlin, I'd be really curious your thoughts. I've eaten marlin at a restaurant in Mexico. I've never caught, or I've never landed one. Ooh, Mai Tais. Thank you, Peter. That's a good one. That wasn't the one I was looking for. I was looking for a Miami Vice. That's the thing that we drink religiously down in Cozumel. But Mai Tais. I'm good with a Mai Tai. Yeah, okay, thank you. So Saltwater 24/7 says sailfish are not very good. They're mostly a sports fish. That you don't catch sailfish because they taste good. They're beautiful, so we have always let them go. We've never once kept one. They're gonna be, but I think they're a little bit more like they're a little bit more like kingfish in the way that they taste. And I'm saying that judging solely on how marlin tasted. Marlin was good, like it wasn't bad, but it was definitely a little on the fishy side. It was a little bit more like kingfish in the way that it tasted, and the way they prepared it was like heavily, like they made tuna fish salad out of it. And it was spicy. They had Tabasco sauce and stuff in there, so it was good. But it was definitely prepared in the way that it was because it wasn't something that they were just going to bake a fillet, like swordfish. They weren't going to serve it like that. So I think it's okay. I've never eaten one, and I'm again just judging by marlin. And from what I've heard, white marlin is good. I want to say it's white marlin is the good one that's okay. I don't know. We don't really target them. I just know that I've eaten it that one time, and I was while I was eating it, I was real, soaking up all of the information because who knows when the next time I'd get another chance to eat a marlin will be. Oh, I am so sold on. I'm a rum guy, so I'm not so much a tequila guy. I've done Mexico. I've done everything I can do with tequila. I'm actually more of I really don't do tequila. I am okay with that other one that's not tequila. I can't remember what that's called. Anybody in the chat remember what that's called? It's not tequila. It's the other one that they have, mezcal. I like mezcal better than I like tequila, but rum. I'm a rum guy. I mean, well, you know what? Actually, okay. Let me see here. Let's see how this is going to work. We're talking sushi grade. Sorry. All right, that messed up. That's not what I wanted. The damn screen is freezing. God, that is going to be a nightmare mess for me. Let me see if this makes any kind of difference at all. It's a fairly neutral fish taste, he thought, says WTF Mike. It's nothing to write home about taste, but it's a lovely reddish colored meat. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly kind of my sentiment on it as well. That was exactly how I thought about it. It's not something like some of those fish, you know, like swordfish. That's flavorful in a good way. Tilefish is flavorful in a good way. Salmon is like that. I wouldn't put sailfish or I've never eaten sailfish, but marlin and all those guys, the other billfish, I wouldn't put in that same category. That's just it. So yeah, okay, you were talking about not going sushi grade. You know, I bet you could. And I see it's not sushi grade, but I also like that. Like I did sheep's head sushi, and it wasn't bad, but it's just like you have to do it thin because it's got a heavy flavor to it, as opposed to some of the other fish. But then there's like some mackerel and stuff that they have in Japan that even those guys are heavily flavored, but still okay on sushi. So yeah, generally speaking, I think you're probably right. It's not a sushi grade fish. And now I'm just sitting here trying to figure out, well, but it could be. What would you have to do to make sushi out of it? The way they did it down in Cozumel with the like how they had the Tabasco sauce and they made a tuna fish salad out of it. I could definitely see that on you know in a sushi roll prepared. Like I could definitely see that. That would be good. I'd put it by swordfish all day. Maybe not. No way. Oh, I've got to argue that. I absolutely disagree. Yeah, swordfish is my all-time number one absolute favorite eating fish. I will say, okay, so Mike, what I am talking about with that, though, just as a caveat, a disclaimer on that, fresh swordfish that we caught, like on the, you know, that we caught and that we were eating that night, is not the same as the swordfish that I've had out of the grocery store here. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's like a different species, and there are different species. I don't know what the deal is with it, but I know the stuff that we catch, and everybody says the same thing, but I know the stuff we catch tastes way, way, way better than what we get at the grocery store. But that having been said, the stuff that we get smokes anything else that I've ever had. I eat it raw. I do not cook swordfish. That's how good it is, just straight raw. And I can't. There's not another fish like there's other fish that I eat. I eat wahoo raw. I'll eat amberjack raw. Salmon as sushi, stuff like that. I'm not going to say that I wouldn't eat marlin raw. Like I probably would if it was on a roll. But there's no way. Like just having like a slab of marlin or a slab of sailfish and then a slab of sword, I just can't see them being anywhere near similar. Never trust a man's opinion that decides to cannonball in with sharks. What are you talking about? I'm higher on the food chain than they are. Swordfish, yeah, dude, swordfish. That's what I'm saying. That is the only way that I eat it. It's just straight raw. I don't even put it on rice or nothing. I don't mind putting a little bit of a, what's that called, where you throw it in the pan for like 2 seconds. That's a little bit of a steer to it. I don't mind that, but that's just, I got a lot of things to say. I love swordfish. It's my all-time favorite. Peter says swordfish than tuna. I don't even have tuna that high. To be completely honest with you, like I have salmon higher than tuna. I don't mind tuna. Got nothing against it. I just, Like I want to say I probably put tilefish and barrelfish over tuna, flavor wise. It's a tough call. It's so different. Tuna, great seared. You can eat it raw. You can't eat tilefish or barrelfish. So I'm kind of like, I'm thinking out loud here. So I'm like, yeah, the fish that I enjoy eating the most are the ones that I eat raw. So maybe tuna is higher on the list. You're getting me into like the thinking thing where I'm just like thinking too much about stuff now. I'm going to do a test real quick here, and we're going to see if we're talking about sushi. Let me see if I can do this and have it work. Couldn't tell you if this is working or not. I'm just going to assume that you can see me still and everything is good. So yeah, Wild Japan, you want to tell us about this? We're talking sushi. Oh shoot. Swordfish, tuna, gator, salmon. Absolutely, gator is on that list. You see it fine? Okay, I'm blind here. Sorry about that. Yeah, so we're talking about sushi and all of the great sushis. You know, swordfish, the finest cuts of meat with your swordfish, your tuna, your salmon. You know, maybe sailfish needs to be on the list. I don't know. But where would you put tongue? Because that's what Wild Japan had yesterday. It was yesterday, right? Oh, shoot, wrong one here. And I can't see the dang chat. I'm sorry, Wild Japan. I can't bring up chats right now because the screen is frozen. Whenever I have this up here. So yeah, tell us about. I wish I had you on the live, dude. You're welcome to. If you want to come on and like talk about this, I can't because the screen is frozen. Dang it, man. Sorry, StreamYard. They're getting me today. Is that poison? Is that the poisonous fish thing? Pretty much. I'm going to put it in that category because that is where I put tongue. I put it in the category of poisonous fish thing. Drop that. Maybe you can help me out. Let me see if I can. No promises here, man. Let me see. God, this. Okay. 1 second. Let me see what I can do here. I would love to have you be able to get on. Anybody, Mike, if you want to come and take over, you might as well. Like I'm doing a pitiful job here. I wonder if I move this over. Will it work now? Give me just a second. We will see. As my screen goes completely insane or resets. All right, 1 second here. I'm sorry. I'm like messing around. So, what's up, Terry? How are you doing, man? Yes, I know that tab. No, I can't even open the damn tab to get back on there now. This is ridiculous. Sorry. Live happens, man. I say it like every time. Oh, I'm all right, Mike. I appreciate it. I'm trying to mess with this and get it working and, you know, keep it from being dead air all at the same time. So, a rookie. That's funny, Mike. Oh, gosh, this is so, like, stupid. We might have to move away from StreamYard. Give me just a second here. I'm almost going to try coming back in. Give me just a second. Grant, I see you back there.
Back down.
There he is. What's up, Grant? How are you doing, man? Can you hear me okay?
What's up? You hear me now?
Dude, StreamYard is a freaking mess today.
Well, my internet. I mean, I've reset my phone 3 times, but I've never had internet issues out here.
What's up, Dylan? How are you? Dude, thank you guys for coming and saving my butt over here because I have been dragging with these StreamYard issues.
Welcome from my kitchen.
Cheers, man.
Cheers. Obviously not alcohol, but certainly.
All right, so we're going to have to get some photos here in just a moment. But before we do, okay, beef tongue sushi. Let it rip.
So,
what is it like?
It's actually really good. I like beef tongue personally. In Japan, beef tongue is actually a very popular food in the spring traditionally because that would be a time where they would slaughter cows. And the meat itself is expensive. And over time, the tongue, and because cattle's expensive in Japan historically, pretty much every part gets some type of use as much as they can. And so the tongue was very popular. They would slice it very thin and they would cook it. Now this one's cooked in a ginger sauce, which was a little different because most of the time with beef tongue in Japan, it's actually cooked in a spicy sauce so that it's actually spicy. But this one was garlicky, which took me a little bit by surprise.
So this is the first time you've done tongue sushi?
This is the first time I had it as sushi. I usually just eat it with rice.
Okay. So I live down by Mexico, and we got a lot of amazing Mexican recipes in my area. And one of the things that probably is just like one of those like foundational character things for me or whatever is just the weird things that I have no problems eating. And part of that is because of, like the rich Mexican culture down here, which is, they eat weird parts of animals. And tongue is one of those that, lengua is one of those that's on my radar. Yeah, menudo, exactly. Can I pull up chat now? Can I actually do that? There it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, menudo is another one. Like if you haven't had menudo on a buffet, then you haven't lived. Well, I will trade you some lengua or some menudo for some of that.
I think that'd be a pretty good trade.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'd like it.
I'd definitely try it. I would not. I wouldn't not like it.
Yeah, the horse might be a harder thing to sell you on.
No, I'd try it. It's weird.
Okay.
That's a weird one, but I would try it. In France, that's not a big deal. Like you go to different places in the world, culturally, a lot of this stuff's different, and I'm fine with that.
But I think a lot of people would be the issue they'd have with the stuff I eat is it's raw.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a little bit stronger stomach than that. I'm happy to try everything, even raw. There's probably some things I can't do, but I would try. I would have a hard time doing spiders.
This restaurant is called Genki. It's actually a chain. So there's multiple ones in Japan, and they're like a huge sushi chain, and they will do some interesting stuff sometimes. So raw horse, duck, things like that. My wife, she hates sea urchin.
Oh yeah. I've had a uni.
Yeah, uni. Yeah. So my wife hates that. So every time I order it, she doesn't want to look at me as I eat it.
Dude, I hate it too.
Yeah,
My wife is not a fan. I still eat it. I'll harvest them. I'm trying to figure out a way to make my own uni here.
Right. Well, I don't know what they use there, but in Japan they have a special type of knife. It's literally called an uni. And so you put it through, like you punch through. It's got a hook and then like a second part like this. And then you get it under the shell and you cut through. So the first part punches and then the tip punches and then the inside of the blade cuts around to remove the shell.
Yeah, I will be watching some videos for how to do that to get that right. Because there is, the sea urchins that we get, they're like this, but that's all like the spines, the bodies are going to be more like that, which means that the meat you're going to get is going to be like that. It's just the eggs on the top half of it or whatever. So I need to know how to make sure that we get as much out of there as possible. Hey, there we go.
That's a decent bluegill, but we've got 2 monster shell crackers in the bucket.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're bringing it home now, man. It took us a minute to get there, but we're finally like landing the plane here.
He's up on the shore.
They use it as a bait rub in San Diego, uni.
Oh. Yeah, it's funny because I read about like a lot of the world. Oh, we have too many sea urchins, and it's like, nah, we've kind of eaten them out here.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people walk off the jetty here. I could fill 2 buckets in no time flat. They're everywhere. Just because American culture, we don't need them.
Yeah, raw one here is now probably close to $7 just to get one at the store.
That's fun, dude. We go fish. I'm on the exact same page with this. So I love squid, and I will eat squid all day long. Those guys are voracious. They are vicious. But I can't do octopus, and for the exact same reason. Like, I have octopus in that same category as like dog. I'm not saying I wouldn't eat dog, and I'm not saying I wouldn't eat octopus, but I have that respect level for that animal to where they're not on my menu. No worries. I'm not judging. I don't judge anybody, but just for me. And also, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I saw Octopus Teacher, and that documentary put like tears in my eyes.
I don't like I actually like squid more than octopus, which is a lot of people on.
Yeah, squid tastes better in my opinion. Like, I can be okay like not liking squid. Like all those shark attacks. There's those sailors. Like they talk about it in Jaws. There was whatever ship that Quinn was the captain of, and it went in, and he's telling the story about how all of the sailors were all rafting together, and every night they were like in the ocean for however many days they were, and the sharks kept picking them apart. The actual story behind that was like, it wasn't sharks, it was squid.
Yeah,
it was Humboldt.
I think it was the Indianapolis.
Yes, the Indianapolis.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so we're in a little bit of a rush here. My apologies on that, but now that we got the wheels going on this thing, what do you guys say we take a look at the photos of the week?
That's great.
Hey, see, like I could probably do coyote. I gotta try everything once. I think coyote, honestly, is probably higher up on my menu list than octopus is.
But coyote would be pretty similar to a dog, I'd say.
Yeah, well, and I've spent a lot of time in Mexico, so I've probably eaten dog even if I didn't know it.
Right.
And I understand that. All right, so this is our photos of the week. These are brought to you by the Premier Fishing Hunting Discord server. If you have not joined, you really should consider coming and hanging out with us because we have a whole lot of fun in there. And we would very much appreciate and enjoy being able to live vicariously through your experiences, which is what we're going to do right now. Let's take a look at all of the best experiences that everybody got to go through on this wonderful Easter weekend. And kicking things off, of course, Grant seeing some turkeys out on the land.
Yeah, that's a bearded. Well, the bottom right is a hen, and then the one on the left is a bearded hen.
And he's seen a couple of them out there.
Don't see a whole lot of bearded hens. I looked it up on Google, and Google says it's about 5 to 10% of the hens.
Okay.
In Texas, where you are bearded hens technically legal?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know I used to turkey hunt in Massachusetts and Vermont a lot, and bearded hens were technically legal.
There's
a lot of people would
fish on.
Fish on.
Go. And we finally got a Janet sighting.
Another big bluegill.
Nice. It only took us 45 minutes, guys. We got into this. We're going okay.
That's a good one.
There we go. See, it's all worth it. Just have a little patience. We'll bring you some fish. All right, moving on up. We got G Llama, who I haven't seen in the chat. I'm guessing he's probably working right now. That dude has been going out, and he's been getting himself some fresh air when he's not working, and these are the kind of views that he's sending our direction.
Very nice.
Stay safe. Don't work so hard, man, and get out there and get yourself some fish. We're going to be seeing some more pictures from him in just a minute. A lot of people seeing lots of sunsets this week. This is the Toucher. I don't know which Toucher. We got a lot of Touchers in the Discord server. It's kind of a thing. But this one's touching grass out on the dunes. Gunpoint Llama getting out and seeing some beautiful bit of coastline there, and celebrating 2 years today with his girlfriend. Congratulations to both of you guys. And we will be seeing more of his trip in just a minute here too. Of course, dude, Dylan, I couldn't even begin to do you justice on this, man. What do we got here?
So this is the Hananuki Dam. So I went camping at this campsite up in the mountains, about 11-kilometer walk from the train station. The big picture, that's Hananuki Dam, which is downstream of Hananuki Gorge, which is the smaller picture. These are flood control and hydroelectric dams that are along the river that supply power to Takahagi, Japan, which is where I was.
Any did you happen to see anything as far as like the fishing? I'd be really curious.
I actually keep looking in there expecting to see fish. I did see a cormorant on the water and he dived in, so that makes me think there's fish in there, maybe white carp or some species of chub. But higher up I would keep looking in the water, like where my campsite is, and I didn't see any fish. So I'm not sure if there's actually very much in there. Maybe they're all near the dam.
So pretty. What's the air temperature like there?
So let's see. It got up to 22 degrees that day. So what is that in comparison?
22 is like 80?
Yeah, 80 I think it got up to. That was the high of the day. And then it went back down into like the next day.
Beautiful. Gorgeous weather, man. Really, dude, I can't stress enough how much I enjoy going through these photos just to see your sights.
It definitely gets out.
That's right, yeah.
And of course, check out Dylan's channel. Of course, he does stuff like this that we were talking about earlier. If you missed that, skip on back a few minutes. Wild Japan on TikTok and YouTube. We will leave a link here. Actually, it's just there you go in the chat. Check it out. Great channel if you want to see all the stories behind the experiences that we weren't even close to being able to touch on. And then next up, getting into these guys, we've got Course 2 and PC Fun Fiend. And PC Fun Fiend was making me absolutely work my butt off as far as photos. Probably posted twice as many. Both these guys, Course 2, also probably had 2-3 times as many photos.
Nice fish.
That one on the bottom right, that smallmouth, I don't know where you get yourself a flamingo lure, but I want one.
Some nice fish.
I have a lure shaped like a cell phone. Never caught a fish on it, but I keep trying.
We got a guy, I need to get him back on. His name's Chris from Yank Your Crank, and that was a thing that he was working on for the longest time, is all of the weird lures. He has a lure that he made that was a bowling pin being chased by a bowling ball, and the dude caught like a 10.5-pound bass on it.
Very nice.
And then we got Kiwi and Vinny Damiani. Kiwi is, of course, notorious for making me work with all the time they're spending outdoors. Vinny's a little bit more selective, but man, when he pops up with something like that. I don't even know what that is. Some kind of carp. All I know is I want to catch that smile he's got on his face. Yeah. Next up, we got G Llama and the Iowa Fisherman. So he's been on vacation. G Llama is, these guys are our moderators in the server. G Llama, he's the one that was out in Australia. That's what he was able to get his hands on over the weekend. Iowa Fisherman has been on vacation. I believe he went to Arizona. And this is what he's getting out of Arizona. Boy, still can't get out of a hoodie. I don't know what that's all about. Like, I understand when he's up there by the Canadian border, but down here, it's not right, man. My hoodie collection has been packed away.
Comes out for 1 month in the winter, right?
Yeah, it's like 3.5 days. The dead of night, you have to put on a hoodie. I think right now I've got the AC kicked down to like 78. And next up, because he just loves to rub it in, and I'm going to go ahead and let him do it this week. This is our winner last week and two-time Snook champion, Pickles. He just had to go outdoors and get himself a few more of those just to rub it in. And then we got Marlon Woods, who got himself what is currently the server record. It's a sucker. I don't remember what kind of sucker that is. That's what I'm saying, Terry. It's 81. I've got the AC turned down to 78. I'm making my family suffer, sweat it out because I'm unemployed. And we're not able to do super chats on here, so I can't even beg for money to help pay the electric bill.
You're going to have to start live streaming on your own channel.
Yeah. Oh, cheap shot, Dylan. I am going to have to. I am. Buffalo car. I don't think. Oh no, I think you're right. I think that's what it is. It's a buffalo sucker. Oh yeah. Thank you for that, Monica. I do appreciate that. Terry does do some. He does some really good content on his channel as well. If you want salt of the earth kind of stuff, that dude just goes straight raw. Live offshore, like way offshore. He does flower garden stuff. Big time mega trip stuff that I couldn't even afford to do because I'm unemployed and I can't even get super chats on my own channel. Next up, we got Tigers
out there doing your yard work on live.
Yeah, I was talking to a company today, and I told them, I'm like, hey, look, it's a company that I'm trying to get in with, but we got a whole like thing that we've got to do or whatever. Like I can't just like jump on with them immediately. But I was like, hey, look, like I'm unemployed, so just send me work. I don't care if you pay me or not. Like just send me the work that you need, and I'll just start doing the work. I said, there's 168 hours in a week. You can have them all. You can have all my hours. I don't even care. Like I like what you do. I have that much respect for it, and I want in. And I said, I don't care. Like, you need YouTube help? Cool. You need somebody to rake the front yard? Okay. They got a kick out of that. So hopefully I talked myself into a job. Yeah, you eat there. Terry, you're my boy. I love that. I eat bait too. Cheers to that. Bait eaters. We need a bait eaters t-shirt. I'm going to make that. I'm going to make a bait eaters t-shirt so that I can afford the electric bill. Next up, we got Lizard Guy doing a little bit of spearfishing, the snakehead addict with the most beautiful, I think that is a snakehead, right? I'm not wrong on that. It's not a weird bowfin or anything.
Oh, snakehead.
That's one of those really beautiful ones that got that green back and that real stark contrast. Just gorgeous. I love that fish. Jerkbait, Kiwi, and Finn. I gotta say, I tried for years to get on with Black Rifle. Kudos. You have excellent taste. They didn't want to have anything to do with me. But I tried. And Lizard Guy, I know we've talked about this in the past. I don't know where you are at, but you got a heck of a haul there, man. He said he was spearfishing, but I see some lures in there, so I'd be kind of curious.
Maybe he found the lures.
Right, they were still attached to the fish when he speared them.
Hey, crappie. Tiny.
Hey, you got another one?
Yeah, crappie. First crappie though. Little bitty
Get one.
dude.
Next up, we have I am Sammy, the real deal fisher
Sammy,
and
the
St.
real
Louis
fish. They got
hard
that back
guy. And my screen just froze up on me again. Can y'all see everything okay?
Oh, there we go.
Okay. All right, I got it now. Sorry about that. Well, yeah, Peter, I kind of feel the same way. Like, they didn't want to pull me on, so I have decided that I'm not going to pursue Black Rifle anymore. I'm going to go back to my $2 tin can coffee that I just mix. What is that, like? Instant coffee. Yeah, I'm going to go back to my $2 tin can instant coffee. There was a joke in there. Trust me, it was funny. Then, another one who just loved to put me to task this week, Nick G. Now, I got a question about this.
Did he catch it in the store?
Yeah, I'd like to know. So, did you catch that at the store? Did you buy that at the store? Or did you catch it and then bring it to the store? This needs some explanation.
It's like one of those restaurants where they have the fish in the tank.
See, that's what I was thinking. I thought at first he was at a. Yeah, I thought he was at like the Bass Fisherman, like one of those places. But those are like donuts in the background. That's like a grocery store. Did he just stick his arm down in the aquarium? Nick, I need answers, man.
Oh no! It's his new business plan. It's going to be a store called Bass Nuts. Has bass, has donuts. Bass Nuts.
Hey, I'm sold. And if you need somebody who, it looks like a McDonald's. If you need somebody to help sponsor, dude, you got me sold on this project. 100%. I'll rake your front yard. And then we got Uncle Nate and Rogue Onion. We don't get many sturgeon in here, so that's a prime catch for us. And of course, anytime you need a four-wheeler to haul off, it does look like a quick trip, right? But a quick trip with a K, not the QT. Oh, that's funny. So Terry's saying the first time he got a bass over 10 pounds was on a golf course, and they took it across the street to the grocery store to weigh it. My man. You were speaking my language. All right. I know we were running late. My apologies on that. We had some setbacks and stuff like that. But, guys, it is that time. We need to see who is going to be added to our 2025 Wall of Fame. And your options this week are going to be Noah, Tigers fan, and Vinny Damiani. Cast your vote now and let us know who needs to be added to the wall. And let me see. I'm going to go. God, man.
Good fish.
Vinny's got that passion. He's got that emotion. I love that. But the quality of the photo is actually a little less. Noah, I think, has the best photo, but he's got the least emotion. And Tigers fan is kind of running the middle ground.
I'm going with
I can tell.
Oh, that's a tough one. All right, I'm just going to have to cast a vote here. Let's see. Noah, Tigers fan, or Vinny? You know what? We've seen Noah, we've seen Tigers fan a couple of times. Vinny, you don't get here on you don't get on here very often. When you do, you really do bring it. I am going to cast my vote for Tigers fan just because of how supportive he's been. He really hits it hard, and he's getting my vote out of consequence as a result. Keep track of this. All right, who do we got here? You got about 30 seconds. Cast your vote. If you haven't already, jump in and cast a vote. Who has the best picture of the week? Who got the best catch of the week? And needs to be added to our 2025 Wall of Fame. All right, so we got He does. He really hits it hard. Everybody's got jokes. Why are you guys not hosting the fishing stream? You want to? Terry and Monica, would you guys like a week to host? Dylan, we don't bring you on enough, man. We need more of you.
Yeah, I like coming on actually, but coming on late kind of works perfectly because the stream starts while I'm dropping my kid off at school.
Yeah, yeah. Normally, it starts for me like about halfway through the stream is when the girls get home, and it's kind of a late night for us here. So they do dinner on Tuesday nights, and so there's this mad dash of like the door getting open and you know kicking at the cats to make sure that the cats don't get out as all the groceries get towed through the house and hearing all the store, like all of that's happening midstream for me, all behind over here. And we got one more. Okay, guys, that is everybody that we have in the stream. Check it out. Here is the winner of this week's Photographer of the Week, and the newest addition to our 2025 Wall of Fame is Vinny Damiani. Congratulations. A huge pat on the back to Noah, Tigers fan. You guys, obviously, you did a fantastic job. We appreciate having you here every single week. I know both of you guys have like losses like back to back here. I am sorry to say that. Vinny Damiani, you got yourself a heck of a catch.
Beaver Dan in the light.
Also, a special thanks to our waitlisters, Wild Japan. That's Dylan down here, of course. Please make sure you check out his channel. It's really if you're looking for really like great videos, just down to earth, chilling out, going out and checking out all over Japan, going and doing fishing with family, all that sorts of thing, get it on his channel. It's heartwarming is the way I'm going to describe your channel, Dylan.
Well, my daughter's sort of the star of my next video, so that'll be fun.
Dude, those are the best videos. When the daughter comes, it's the same on like everything that I do. Whenever the daughter comes out, it's like I can kind of take a step back and just ride the coattails. Or to stardom. Of course, also thanks to the other waitlisters that we have this week, guys. Kiwi, Cold Water, Species Enthusiast, Noah, and Salmonoid Toucher. You know what? I'll be honest, I completely forgot to update the waitlisters. My apologies, guys. Those are not the waitlisters for this week. I'll get that updated in the server. My apologies, guys. But congratulations, everybody. We do appreciate you. What can we expect? We're going to be shutting it down in just a second. Everybody, whatever you are doing, if you have a new video coming out, if you are going on an adventure this weekend, let us know now so we can celebrate that before we kick everything else off here. Any final last words? Dylan, what do you got coming up for us?
So next week is actually the start of Golden Week, so a school vacation. So we're going to go to Yamanaki and stay at Lake Kawaguchiko for a few days. That's next to Fuji. So I filmed there before. Going to get out. I'm not going smelt fishing this time. I'm going to try targeting the bass or the trout. So that's the plan.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see the video you got coming out with your daughter too, man. I'll have an eye out for it.
Yes,
Grant, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Wait, did you say that's the one with the goldfish?
Yeah, it's the one with the goldfish.
All right, there's a backstory on that, guys. If you haven't been watching the streams, you're missing out. check out Wild Japan's channel and see what he's talking about with his daughter and the goldfish. It's gonna be fun. We Go Fishing has alligator at the beach. Subscribe to his channel. I'm not even gonna do any spoiler alerts with that, but he's got an excellent catch and cook coming up. You need to check that out. Grant, what do you got coming up for us, man?
You can expect a picture of a nice red ear or shell cracker, whichever one you want to call it, in Discord for the new record. I don't know if there's a shell cracker record in there or not, but I hope not.
Get a good picture of that, like you holding it up, because that thing's going to be on a t-shirt or something, and get me the picture with the tape. And yeah, let's get that on there. You or Janet, both of you guys, however you want to do it. I think the server needs more Janet. So check it out. I got a video that I filmed that was just an absolute chef's kiss. I nailed it. Every step of the way, everything just fell in a line like it so rarely does on so many occasions. I was so proud of this video until I went back and checked the footage, and I had the lens cap on for the shot where I caught the fish of the day. I am literally going to go out on Thursday. My daughter has a tennis tournament out at the beach, so I'm going to go check out her tennis tournament, and I'm going to go spend the entire day simply trying to refilm that one catch. Because I'm not even gonna lie, like I'm waiting to cut my hair and shave. Like it's hot and I'm done with all of this mess. But that's how I filmed the video. So I've got to let it go until I get my scene filmed, and then it's all coming off. I'm going like straight razor with it. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Thank you for suffering through our technical difficulties earlier. We really appreciate that. Appreciate having you in the Discord server and all that stuff. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, and we look forward to seeing all of the fun and amazing things that you have coming for us this weekend when we do this all over again next Tuesday. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Later.